Hi there again, everybody. Boyd here with you, and welcome to our TrekWorks End of the Year Annual Model Display Room Tour. We've been doing this on the channel for the last 3 or 4 years, and we're just kind of making it an annual event here on the channel. It's where we go back and we talk about all the models and the various projects we worked on our videos for the TrekWorks channel, and now for the live modeling show that we do called the Model Shop every week, where we're getting a lot of stuff done. And go back and take a look at all the stuff we built in 2015 and what we've added into the display room here. If you guys remember, back in April, I showed you guys a look at this room. I had just moved some of my models in here. My wife was really kind enough to allow me to use this extra room that we have in the house to display some of my models. And we had quite a bit of space that we started off with there, but I've got this just about all filled up because we've been so busy building all these models on the videos that we put out on the YouTube channels. And so we thought we'd go back and kind of take a look and talk about a few of the kits that we built this year, and kind of look back a little bit, and then talk a little bit about 2016, what's going to be coming up. So you can see when I showed you guys this room in the spring, I pretty much had this area here that you're seeing in the far corner, you know, with everything there pretty much the same, and we'll kind of look at some of this stuff. Just kind of moving up on this top shelf here, you can see we've got a couple of new ones that we've added. I'll start off here. This is the Boot Hill Express. This one we did for the Model Shop Halloween group build that we did this year on the Model Shop Google Plus community page. Everybody kind of got together and built a little Halloween themed kit, and that was my kit that I built this year. This was a lot of fun working on this one. It's an old vintage kit, and I built it a long time ago and didn't do a very good job on it. And I put a lot more effort into it this time, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And we've got the Xenomorph here that we built just about a year ago now. I don't think I ever showed you this before, but built him a while back. It's the original MPC kit. And then here, just recently, we have the finished up 1/48 scale Airwolf kit by AMT, I believe this one is. And a good friend of ours from the Model Shop Google community sent us this kit and just said, hey, I just want to see it build it up on your show. So we did that, and I had a lot of fun with that one. Then recently we built up these two vehicles on the TrekWorks channel. These are the Miami Vice vehicles, the Scarab offshore boat, which I had a lot of fun working on that one, and I was really pleased with how it turned out. I tried my hand at some airbrush shading and things like that for one of the first attempts, and we painted on all those colors and everything, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. Detailed out the whole cockpit there and everything, and really had fun with that one. So we built the boat, so then we decided we had to have the car to go with it, so we built Sonny Crockett's Daytona Spider here, and so we have our nice little Miami Vice display. Up there we still have the original, you guys have seen this before, the 350 scale Yamato. And then just recently on the Model Shop show, we built this 1:1 scale replica of the HAL 9000 computer from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And I've got his voice sounds that come through on that. Might play that for you here towards the end of this tour. Then we still have the Tennant Controls 1/350 scale Enterprise A. This is kind of the model that started it all off. I bought this model from my good friend Ralph at Tennant Controls about 5 years ago, I guess now. And I thought it was so cool that I decided to get back into modeling again. And I hadn't been doing it for about 25 years or so, maybe 30 years. And that's what started everything on this roller coaster ride it's been on since. So I can thank Ralph for that, and it's been a wonderful experience. I've met hundreds and hundreds of new friends, and the communities that I've been involved with, that I've met online and everywhere else, has just been absolutely fantastic. So it was worth every second of it, and I just love where it's been and where it's going. And you can see over here we've got some of the oldies but goodies. We've still got our UFO here from the Invaders that we did our little diorama scene, and a little 1000 scale. This is actually the Raman. I built this one up as the Romulan capital ship. Then we have our really nice 1537 scale Katinga that we built, and we used this really nice display base from my friend Dave at Wolf Base with the sound effects and everything on this. This one's all been modified with the JT Graphics aftermarket parts for the replacement front end, and all the accurizing parts for this kit. And we've got the lighting and sound effects going on in this one. Moving on along here, one of our oldies but goodies that's still here is the I built this as one of the very first kits I ever built on the TrekWorks channel about 5 years ago now, just sitting on my little coffee table in there. The original AMT Galileo, and it's kind of near and dear to me, even though it's just a little shoebox and it's not accurate at all, but I always really like that kit, and hopefully we're going to see a new kit. I have a Randy Cooper resin kit of that one, a really nice kit, and I hope to get around to building that, and that'll be something that we're planning on doing in 2016, talking about our upcoming plans. And then here we have our original second Pilot Edition 350 scale Enterprise. You guys that have watched the channel here will remember when I built this up. I built this kit when the kit was first released, and I think it was the first video that was, or example of this that showed up on YouTube of this model actually being built. It was when the kit first came out. I belonged to the 1701 Club, and I got a kit as soon as they were released, and decided to build the second Pilot version of it. Everybody wanted to go for the the production version with the spinning Bussards and everything, but I thought it might be kind of unique to build this one as the second Pilot, and I'm still really happy that I did. It's kind of rarely seen. Not too many people build it, but I always thought it was a neat looking ship, and with the non-lit Bussards and the spikes on the end, you actually see that ship quite a bit during the show. A lot of the stock footage that they show on the original Star Trek before it's been remastered featured this very ship. So we still have that one here. We have one of our Bondi ships. I took most of the other ones down that I had on display because we've built other models to replace them, but I still got the Enterprise E here. I've got to get around to building a bigger version of one of these someday. Then we've got our Bondi Voyager here. And I've got a really nice Revell Voyager kit that I plan on building in 2016. Our friend Ralph at Tenna Controls is putting out a new lighting board for that one, so we'll incorporate that into our build. And here we've got the big Atomic City Models studio scale Klingon cruiser kit, the original D7. Doesn't have any lights or anything in it, but I had a lot of fun building that, and this thing is just huge, and it's real accurate to the original studio prop, which didn't have any lights in it, by the way. It was just a non-lit static model, and that's all it was in the original TV series. Then here we got a couple of the old MPC Star Wars kits that I built. I had a lot of fun building up this X-Wing. We did some weathering and everything on that to make it look fairly worn. It's supposed to be Red 5, Luke's ship. And we have Darth's, I believe this is a Revell kit. It's the Snap Together kit, but it's a great little kit. It comes with a little Darth Vader figure in there, and I did some extra painting and weathering on it. Didn't do any lighting on it, but hopefully I'm going to do one of the new Bondi kits that are coming out here fairly soon too, and do some really nice fiber optics and lighting on one of those. And then here's our original Enterprise refit. We built this one. This is the number 1 that I built. The number 2 and the number 3 that I built have been gone off to customers, but this one's still going strong, guys. It's still all in one piece, and everything's still sitting pretty on it. I guess we can do my usual favorite while I'm here and fire off a couple of photons. You know me, whenever I'm around that thing, I love to hit that. And then let's see, moving along over here, we got into a little bit of military model building. In the last year, we built this 172 scale Revell German U-boat, and I always have fond memories of building this model because it was the first time I ever delved into any type of military model building and getting a chance to do all the aging and weathering and rust and everything. And I'm really a big fan of the U-boats from World War II and just the whole World War II submarine warfare. I've actually got a couple more 172 German U-boats, and I've got a 172 scale American Gato class by Revell that I'm going to be building up here fairly soon too. So we're going to kind of hit back to this, but I really enjoyed building this model. It was so much fun going in and doing all the rigging and doing all the weathering and rust and everything, and learning to work with oil-based paints and artist chalks and things like that to get our weathering and rust detail done on this, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. especially for my first attempt. I think it turned out pretty good. Then here's our old Seaview. This is the 8-window movie version. I built this one up. Actually, you guys might not have even seen it on the TrekWorks channel. I built this on our other channel that I no longer operate called the Sci-Fi Model Action channel. We still have the Sci-Fi Model Action forums, but I don't really post any videos on that channel anymore. But we built this one up. This is the big 1/128 scale kit. It's a little over 3 feet long, and we did all the lighting and everything and all the interior detail there. And you guys remember this one. I have the 4-window kit, the TV version, in the same scale that I'm going to be building up this year. I've had the kit for a while, and I'm going to finally get around to doing that in 2016. That's a big one that's on my list. And here's our Defiant. We built this one up quite a while ago. You guys remember this one. We've shown you that several times. And then here we have the one that we built just recently here. This is the Pegasus Hunter Killer tank from Terminator 2. And we had a lot of fun working on this one too, because it gave me another opportunity to work with battle damage and things like that. And then I incorporated a really cool lighting system from Tenon Controls. You can see it working there. We have the random laser cannon firing effects there. You can see them pulsing every so often. And we worked that into this model, and I really, really like this one. Then we built the endoskeleton here. I can't remember the name of the company that makes this kit, but it's a great little kit. This kit I picked up at the Fiesta Model Show here in San Antonio, and I showed you guys that a while back. Picked this one up and a couple other kits for a good deal, and really enjoyed putting him together. He's really detailed. And our old Vulcan warp sled here. We did this one as the Federation version, and then our Into Darkness Enterprise, which is still working great. Then moving down here, we've got the big kit bash that I did here. This is a 1/350 scale destroyer scout class ship that I built. This as a tribute to one of my online modeling friends, Eric Hawkins, who's known as the Kit Bash Kid. Eric was always encouraging people and encouraging me to try my hand at doing a couple of kit bashes, so I decided to do it big when I did it, and this was the result. This was the Polar Lights 1/350 scale Enterprise kit, and I basically made this into this ship that you see here. We've got a lot of nice details on it. You can see we've got the grill lit up and everything. We've got the spinning Bassard. We've got the, it's going to be kind of hard for me to get in here, but maybe I can turn it a little bit so you can see the, got the full bridge detail in there with all the crew and the screens all lit up and everything. So, and then we had this really nice display top made for it. Came out really, really nice. Really happy with it. And we called it the USS Hawkins as a tribute to Eric there. So that's really cool. And Eric really liked that when he saw it. Then here we've got a little 1000 scale Enterprise refit kit from Polar Lights that I used the Brad Hare conversion kit on this, and which includes the resin saucer that you see here, which is we did it all up as the self-destructed Enterprise from Star Trek 3. Had a lot of fun with that one. It's also got the full Aztecing on it, even though you can't really see it. But I also used the Paragraphics photo etched battle damage parts. So inside all those holes and everything, there's actual inner paneling and detailing and everything in there. And that one turned out really cool. And then we had this little 1/25 scale Aston Martin DB5, and I'm going to forget the name of the company. In fact, maybe I have the box in the drawer here. Maybe I can remember. I can't remember the name of that one, guys. I think it was Daihatsu or something like that, or some kind of Japanese company. It's on the video if you want to go back and look at it. It's on my channel. But we built this one up. We had a lot of fun with that, and that the car has all these cool working gadgets. You know, the we showed that on the build. The bulletproof thing there comes up in the back, and the license plate changes, and it has where you can display it with the you know, the tire shredder things here extended, the machine guns things in place, and it has a removable top, you know, with the ejector seat. And the cool part about it was it came with these great little figures too that we painted up, and I'm just starting to learn how to paint figures, so I had fun doing that. We have Odd Job and Sean Connery there as James Bond, and pretty happy with how they turned out for one of my first attempts. And then moving along here, guys, we went into the movie kind of thing, and this was a huge project that we worked on the channel. This is the Duel truck from the movie Duel by Steven Spielberg. Came out in around 1971 or so, I believe. And a whole ton of work went into this thing, guys. If you guys remember that followed along on the channel. The truck, the front part of the truck here is a AMT California hauler kit that's been heavily modified. We ordered an aftermarket complete front end for this thing from American Industrial Truck Models, and turned this from a later model Peterbilt into an earlier Peterbilt 281 needle nose vehicle, which has the narrower front end and much narrower hood and more upright grille, and because that's what the truck was in the movie Duel. And then we did all this detail work on this thing with the engine and everything. We made this hood removable because the front conversion kit here was a curbside kit. Basically, it didn't include the hood being able to remove, so we did all the work to make that happen. We opened up the grill on this thing and made our own slats, complete with the bends in them like they're supposed to have, like the truck had. We added all the license plates, scratch built the push bar type bumper on that. Scratch built a lot of stuff on this vehicle. A lot of the parts that you see, all this weathering and everything we did, and we were really meticulous as far as trying to find every little detail on the truck from the film and recreate it on this model, including the little mirror he had on the hood here, and the oversized smokestack, and even the dent that you see on the horn there on the top. And then I guess the biggest part of this project was the trailer here, which is almost completely scratch built. It's sort of a kit bash scratch build. I started off with a kit from Lindbergh, which is a Dodge truck that has a tanker with it, but there's very little of the tanker left, just kind of this little shell piece right here that makes this little curve. Everything else on this has been completely scratch built. Even the decals, I had to print those out myself and cut them out, and all the weathering and everything has all been done on this by hand. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I actually built it in a short amount of time. I think about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks total. I built the entire thing, and but we had a lot of fun with it, and I built it so fast just because I was really, really determined, and I really enjoy this subject. It's a favorite of mine. And then we added the sound effects here, which I've played for you guys before. That has all the dialogue from the movie and the sound of the truck crashing at the end and everything. And it's really, really cool. We had a lot of fun. So then, once we had the truck, we had to have the car, of course. And we found out that there is no car kit available for this thing. So this is 2 cars that have been put together. And I built this one up on the channel as well. This is the back half of the car. From the windshield back is a 68 Dodge Dart. And the forward half is a 71 Plymouth Duster, and we cut the 2 kits in half and we joined them together. We reshaped the roof and scribed in all the lines and put all new glass and reshaped everything. Put the 6-cylinder engine in the car. One of our good friends from the modeling community sent us the engine to put in this because it was an underpowered car in the film that he talks about. He can't get away from the truck. And we did all the work on the bottom of the car as well, made it all fit and work out, and even to the hubcaps, which aren't available anywhere. Those are made. I basically milled those down out of some other hubcaps that were off of a 68 Dart that I reshaped completely to make them look like the hubcaps that are supposed to be. This is a 71 Plymouth Valiant 4-door, which they don't make that kit at all. We even painted up the interior to match exactly and everything. So we have our little, we wound up in the end with our little Duel display. So that worked out really cool. And thanks for the encouragement from everybody. I really didn't want to try to take this on, but talking to some of my modeling friends, they said, go for it, So we just decided to do it, and it all turned out really great. Then over here we had a recent buildup of our Mobius 132 scale flying sub. I've had this kit for about 1.5 years or 2. And I finally got around to building it. Got a nice display base for this. And you can see we did all the interior detail work on this. Built this one in a short amount of time too. I think about 2 or 3 weeks. And we got the reactor effect going on in there. We've got all the lighting. We've used the Paragraphics photo etch detail parts, and did all the fine detail on the inside of this thing. And the floor lighting, I custom made all that, and it turned out really nice. You can see we can spin it around here and maybe look at the detail a little bit better. We've got the Crow's Nest crew figures in there of Admiral Nelson and Captain Crane with their flight control screen all lit up. It looks all overexposed here, but the screens are really nice, and we've got the engines lit up here in the back with some custom photo etch inserts that I put in there to make it look like they did on the actual studio model. And that turned out really nice. So we'll kind of move out of here. Then over here, guys, we have the Star Trek ships, a lot of them, and you guys have seen a lot of these before. This is our NX-01 that we built a while back on the channel. Part of our Project 350 series build that we built the TOS 350. Then we built this one, and we finished it up with the big refit over here. And then we've got our Reliant 1537 scale. Built that one up quite a while ago, probably about 3 years ago now, maybe 4. And way back on the channel, our Enterprise B that we built, our Cutaway Enterprise. Still working good with the lighting that I installed there in the saucer. This space pod that you see here is the actual Mobius pre-built version. I'm not going to take credit for building that one, but I want to buy another one of these kits from Mobius. They're going to re-release it here very shortly for the 50th anniversary of Lost in Space, and I want to get a lighting kit for that and light up the fusion effect and everything in there, maybe put the robot inside. But here we built up the new Mobius Lost in Space robot, and used a Tenna Controls lighting system for this one, complete with the sound effects. If I can get my finger back here, let's play a sound for him. Yeah, it's that classic, iconic, he's got several phrases that he says. And then here we built the Chariot, and I believe this is 1/24 or 1/25 scale. Put a diorama display with this one here. We've got the sound effects from Lost in Space and some music and all that. You can see the fully detailed interior with the lit up control panel and the scanner mechanism here and all kinds of other cool stuff. It's a really cool kit. I've got this hatch cover so it can open here and you can look in. This has a lot of detail on it. It has photo etch parts. It has custom parts that I made, and it took a lot of work to paint this the right way because it's painted, all the ribs are painted on this, and then on the inside too, if you look, all the ribbing on the inside is painted the proper orange color too and matched all up with that. So it's a lot of work to get that all on there and do that without ruining the clear glass. And we got really lucky with that when we just masked it all off by hand. Didn't use any aftermarket masks or anything, just used good old masking tape on that, and then we lit up the little robot that goes with it, some fiber optics. Then over here we got our big Jupiter 2 that you guys saw me build on the channel with our fusion core effect. This is the Mobius lighting kit with this one. We added all the crew figures in here. We've got the Crow's Nest figures in there, if you can see them in the background, of the entire crew and their chiller tubes, and Professor Robinson and Major West there at the front. We've got this all set up where you can still remove the lid. That's why you can kind of see the seam. I never wanted to glue this down because you can open this thing up and see all the detail in there. And what we actually did too is we added the, if I can get my camera in here, we added the robot, and that's a Johnny Lightning robot. It's the only one that I could find that was in the proper scale, and we took him completely apart and modified him and did all the lights on him and lit him up and everything too. And this has multiple speeds that it can, the fusion core can operate at and all that. Then we kind of go over here. We've got our original monogram Battlestar Galactica from the classic television show that I built. I still think this is a great kit. You know, the new Mobius kit's out now. It's a little bit more accurate, but this kit's still really cool, and it has a lot of nostalgia to me. Like I said, we did a lot of work to this, did all the lighting and everything on it. If I can get a little bit closer here for you. And made it look really nice for what it is. You know, it's even got the engines lit up in the back, and a lot of weathering and everything we did on that. Made that kit look about as good as it can for being original. But I really like it, and we have the Cylon Base Star kit that goes with that now that I picked up at the model show, so we're going to build that one up, so we'll have a little companion for that one. Over here we got a couple of our scale model cars. These are 1/16 scale Dodge Chargers. Both of these cars won awards at the, I've got these displayed here with it, at our Fiesta Model Show, which is an IPMS sanctioned show. The Richard Petty car got first place in NASCAR, and the General Lee got first place in box stock at that show, so I was really happy with that. And we built a little Bill Elliott AMT Coors Light Ford Thunderbird there. Then recently we built the Mad Max car, the Interceptor from the first film. This is an Aoshima kit that was modified using some aftermarket resin parts to add the front end and add the rear deck lid area there, which is missing on the Aoshima kit. And we did this in as a diorama. We've got the little Mad Max figure that we got from Monsters in Motion there. We bought the aftermarket sort of little die-cast motorcycle that we modified there and to look like Johnny the Boy's bike from the first film, and create our little kind of crash scene here where Max is investigating. We've got another Tenet Controls lighting kit in this one to give us the police wigwags and the flashing beacon there at the interior. We've also got sound effects on that one, which I've played for you guys before. It's just some music and dialogue from the movie. And then here we built up the MPC Knight Rider 2000 kit. This is another Tenet Controls board that's operating our scanner here in the front. And then I went in and modified the entire interior and lit up the all the screens and the everything that we've got inside the car. And I demonstrated this one for you guys before. It plays the sounds, and when it does, when you hear Kit talking, we have the voice little module there that's in sync with it. I guess I could play a couple seconds of that here for you so you can see it.
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor, KITT for easy reference. Kit if you prefer. May I suggest you put the car in the auto cruise mode?
So it goes through the whole dialogue of Kit talking there to Michael, and then it has an argument with Carr and all that. You guys have seen that one. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and look at this whole thing on the on my TrekWorks channel. The video is on there. And then we just recently finished this one up just the other night on the Model Shop show. This is the 1989 Batmobile, the repopped kit from AMT. This is on a really nice display base from my friend Dave at Wolf Base. We're still working on this one a little bit. I'm making a light emitter here that's going to mount in this corner here that's going to project the bat signal up onto the backdrop there. But we have the car mounted. We have music and sound effects from the film. You can see we've got our lights going on here. We've got the cockpit all lit up, and our tail lights, and we've got that turbine engine effect going on there at the back. And then here's our Polar Lights original Batmobile that we did all the lighting on this one. We've got the cool lighting effects from Tenet Controls as well, this little board that gives us the rotating police beacon there, and the flashing. You can see down in there in the dash, you can see Robin's radar indicator, and then the bat lights here at the front, and then at the rear, if I can get around here, we have, maybe if I can turn it a little bit, it's getting kind of crowded in here. We have the turbine engine effect going on back there. So two cool little Batmobiles. And then moving along, we've got the repopped MPC Eagle 1 kit that we built. We showed you that on the Model Shop show. I don't have it plugged in right now. I'm out of power outlets. I got to get an extra outlet. But it has the lights that light up the cockpit. And we built in a soundboard in this one that plays the opening theme from Space 1999. And then it also has the sounds of the Eagle engine taking off and flying and landing, and all the lighting effects that go with it on the bottom and the rear of the model. We showed you that on one of the videos. Then a while back on the Model Shop Guys show, we built this big 1/72 scale space shuttle. This one's the Endeavour. and my first attempt at ever building a shuttle. And I was real happy with how this turned out too. We've got lighting going on this one. I don't have it plugged in, but we have the forward cabin that can be lit. I have this set up where we can take the top panel off there, and you can see all the detail inside the cockpit. We have a crewman in there, and I have all the instruments that light up on this one when we power it up. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm out of power strips right now, or we'd fire that up for you. Then over here we have the AMT Ertl Shuttle Tidarium. We built this one up on the Model Shop Guys show too. We've got this one all lit up. We've got the engine in the back. We've got the spotlights here on the wings. We've got a soundboard in this that plays a bunch of Darth Vader phrases and stuff, and some sounds of the shuttle from the original Star Wars trilogy. And we have the cockpit all lit up there with some fiber optics. I'm still going to go back and tint the glass on this one just a little bit. I have some Tamiya smoke. I'm going to tint it just a little bit because it was kind of a dark lens in the film. But I don't want to tint it too much where you can't see in it anymore. But we'll kind of work that out. And I don't know if I can turn it far enough here or not for you guys without hitting something. But you can see our lighted engines here at the back. It's a really nice model. It's a big model. I was really surprised how big this was when I worked on it. Took it out of the box for the first time. A couple of figures that we did. 2 years ago we did the Barnabas Collins there figure for Halloween. This figure here is I'm really fond of. A friend of mine, Calvin Sweet, who watches our Model Shop Guys show, actually built this. And this is the Colossus of New York. It's a really, really cool old cult classic horror movie. And you won't find this anywhere. This is a one-of-a-kind. He built this, hand-sculpted the entire thing. It's all completely scratch-built, and he was showing it off on the show one night and sent us some pictures of it in, and I told him how much I loved it, and he just decided to send it to me and said, put it in the collection. So I really thank Calvin for that. I'm really, really honored and pleased to have it. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite old movies. Then here, another model we have that we built on the Model Shop Guys show. This is the MPC 124 scale Spitfire Mark 1. I think it's a Mark 1. I'm pretty sure it is. But we built this one up here and had a lot of fun with it because I've had this kit in my collection for about 25 years, and I finally got a chance to build it, and you can see why I love this kit so much. It's got all this detail on it where you can open up all the engine cowlings and everything and see all the internal detail of the engines. It's also got the removable panels here that you can remove and see all of the machine gun details, the ammo belts and everything. It comes with a really nice pilot figure here, and really super detailed cockpit. And so I hadn't built a plane in years and years and years, and I had a lot of fun building this one up too. We hand painted all the camo paint job on this and did some nice weathering on it. Same thing on the show. We built this, I think this is a 132 scale Corsair, the original Revell kit. Did some modifying on it, opened up the cowl flaps here and made them look a lot more realistic. It all comes molded in one piece when you buy the kit, so I just redid all those and did a lot of work on the cockpit and a lot of weathering. This was done to represent one of the airplanes from the famous Black Sheep Squadron that served on the during the Pacific War in the Pacific and World War II on the Solomon Islands, and some really bad conditions and everything. That's why the plane's so dirty and weathered and everything. We had a lot of fun with that one. Then here we did a fun little project, a kit bash project, and we did a little Mad Max kit bash, and we called this one Shredder Magnum. This is a I can kind of pick this up and show it to you. There's a lot of custom work that's been done on this car. The GTO grills have been moved from the front and moved and worked into the hood. It's now got a Charger front end on it. It's had a completely scratch-built chassis and this sort of flamethrower system here you can see in the back with all the dirty weathering and everything. The whole concept was a lot of fun to work on. We just built that out of a pile of junk kits we had laying in the box, and I had a lot of fun with that one. Here we've got our, I think this one is a 1/12 scale, or 1/16, maybe 1/12. I can't remember now. But this is the Shelby 427 Cobra that we did on the TrekWorks channel. This is great kit. I really love this kit. I've had a lot of always wanted to own one of these. I'll never be able to own a real one, of course, but we did a lot of work to this, as you can see, putting in all the detail on the engine and everything, and fully detailed interior. All the, you know, the hood and the trunk and the doors and everything open on this kit. It's a great kit, and I had a lot of fun building that one. Let me start getting into some of the die-cast stuff we got here. We got the Munsters car, President Kennedy's limousine, which is, always thought that was a beautiful car. This is a really super accurate version of this, down to the last detail. Even these doors open and everything, and these little jump seats are movable, you know, stowed away just like on the real car. And it's a beautiful model. I'm really glad I have that one. And then we get into some of our recent acquisitions here. We've been starting to collect some of these 1/18 scale cars. We just showed these a couple of nights ago on the Model Shop Guys show. We've got the 1/18 scale Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry Dodge Charger. We've got the Dominic Toretto's Daytona Charger, 1969 from Fast and the Furious 6. And one of my personal favorites, we've got a 1/18 scale Christine here. You can see with her headlights blazing away. And then here's a 1/18 scale The Car. I did this one, I believe I worked on it on Father's Day this last year as a fun little project. It was a basic straight up die-cast car, and I took it all apart and did all this weathering and made it look a lot more accurate to the way it looked in the movie with all the dirty wear and tear on it. And we added the lighting here on the headlights, and also, I don't know if it's going to show up here, but it's got an amber glow coming from the interior like it did in the film. And we've got a 1968 Bullet Charger here. I just recently finished this one, and I'll be showing a video of that a little bit later. One of my good friends in the modeling community is working on this right now, so we don't want to interrupt his video, but we'll show you that a little bit later. I've already got that shot and in the can. And we've got the Nash Bridges Hemi Cuda that we just finished. The Vanishing Point 70 Challenger, that's an AMT kit. And then the newly released Starsky and Hutch Ford Torino. And the A-Team van from by AMT. We just did that one recently too. So I think we've pretty much swung all the way around the room here, guys. We've had a great year. You can see we've got a massive pile of models in here now. I hope you didn't fall asleep through this whole long tour and discussion here, but thought you guys might enjoy see the update. We've got, I forgot to show him up there, we've got the original MPC Maximilian kit there with a, we've got him set up with lighting. And a good friend of mine, DeWitt Chainline, just sent me the Vincent kit to build up. So we're going to build Vincent up. That's one of our plans for 2016. And we're going to have a, I've had Max hanging on the wall this time. I'm going to build a little display where those two are on the same display together and do a lot of lighting and everything on Vincent. He's got some really cool detail lighting you could do on his body. And of course we're going to add a soundboard to that so that we can have some dialogue there and everything. That'll be a lot of fun. So a lot of cool stuff coming up, a lot of cool stuff we've already done, but we're going to be working on some much more sci-fi again coming up here pretty soon. We're working on finishing up the 1/2500 scale Battlestar Galactica, which you guys will see the finale of that. Been busy winding some things up here at the end of the year, but I'll be going full bore on that starting on the 1st of the year, right after the holiday here. Get that one wrapped up, and then we're going to be moving on to some other stuff. We've got the Seaview that I mentioned coming up, the big scale Seaview. We've got several other kits that I can't even think of right now. We've got the Randy Cooper Galileo we want to do, which is a really nice kit. We've got several big kits out there that we're going to be working on with some sci-fi and some regular cars and all kinds of stuff mixed in between, whether it's on the Model Shop Guys show or on the TrekWorks channel. So we thank you guys for following along. We've had a great 2015, and we were really busy. We hope to be even busier this year. Got a lot of new plans and new things happening here, so we'll be announcing a lot of that stuff as we come along. The new website that we're working on is going to be up fairly soon. We have been really happy to be staying busy and everything too. So, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this whole little tour here. Time to wrap it up, and we'll see you again really soon for the next Model Shop show and the next update on the TrekWorks channel. We'll see you then. Until we do, take care and happy modeling, guys. I'll finish things off here by killing the lights. and letting you guys get one little sweep around the room here.